All right, stick with me. Does this sound familiar? Your boss wants you to be one way. Your family wants you to be one way. Your friends want to tell you how to be. Even on social media, there are just strangers shouting at you constantly about how you should be. But how do you want to be? And can you just be how you want to be? Life coach Amber Rochelle is here. What's your best advice here for helping people just truly understand maybe who they are first and sort of cut out what everybody else thinks?
So I always like to tell people to think of their relationship with themselves the way that they would think of any other relationship, right? So your relationship with your partner or your friend, you have to put time into it. You have to get to know that person. You have to nurture that relationship. But why don't we do that for ourselves? And so when we can spend time with ourselves, cultivate silence and really get to know ourselves, that helps us to stay true to who we really are.
Okay, so cultivating silence, how else can I connect with who I truly am?
Just making sure that you're spending time with yourself on a regular basis, that you're kind of checking in with yourself and making sure that you're living in line with your values. I find that journaling really helps, just to kind of write, and it's almost like having a conversation with yourself. But you want to have that consistent relationship with yourself and with your inner voice.
Okay, those are really good things that I can easily do immediately, but what about the shoulds? Because everybody wants to tell me how I should be, and maybe sometimes they're right, maybe.
Right, there's so much pressure in this world, right? There's so many expectations on us and things that we're being told what we should do and how we're supposed to act, but really ask yourself when you're making a decision or you're about to, make an action, ask yourself, am I doing this because I feel like I'm supposed to, or am I doing this because it's something that I really want to do? Am I going to feel good about this decision or action after I do it? So that's a good way to kind of, get past the shoulds and make sure that you're coming from a place of authenticity.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So saying to that person who's saying should, sort of filtering it through the does it work for me? Is it of value for me?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's also talk about how to make yourself feel worthy. So I might be able to get to the point of who I am, but then do I feel worthy of being that person or living that life?
Right. So first of all, we have to remember that everybody's inherently worthy, right? There's sort of this idea that we have to prove ourselves to the world, but that's not true. We all have worthiness. We're born worthy. And so we really have to make sure that we're validating that worthiness from the inside out and really making sure that, again, we're connecting with ourselves and building ourselves up, because when we can stand really firm in our worthiness, that's when we can really show up to life and, share our innate gifts.
So that leads me to my last question. So we've gotten to the place where I can have a relationship with myself. I can be okay with myself. I can feel worthy about being myself, but now I kind of have to live in the world. I have to be out here. So how do I have a meaningful connection in the world as this person that I'm supposed to be?
So what you want to do is really spend time connecting to your values. What's really important to you? What lights you up? What kind of impact do you want to make on this world? These are really powerful questions to ask yourself on a regular basis. And then from there, from that place, you can feel like you have a place in this world. You can feel like you matter. So it's just really a matter of just connecting within and being sure that you're always checking in with yourself.
I love this idea of having a relationship with yourself in the same way that you have relationships with other people. I've never really thought about it that way, but it makes so much sense, and it kind of solves so many of these issues that I think so many people feel.
Totally. It's so important and it's so imperative that we really, really cultivate that powerful relationship with our inner voice, because that's the most important voice.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to listen to my inner voice right now, and I think it's actually my producer in my ear telling me to send it back over to the anchor desk. But Amber Rochelle, thank you very much. AmberRochelle.com. Appreciate you being here. Back to you guys.